Mary's magical adventure. Press any key to begin.
Yes, that was Xane, not the announcer. Anyways, let's just quickly go through things here. You see, this is the title screen, and this is totally a video. Pay no attention to how low resolution it is compared to all the stuff in front. It's like those old F&B games or something. But still, yeah, this is the title screen if you have videos enabled. If you don't, it puts an overly sized picture on. Anyways, if you wonder why everything looks all weird right now, go into your YouTube settings menu on this video player and change it to 2D from 3D. This video is the first one I'm making with 3D glasses in mind. Anyways, so here's the first change. I just want to get one thing out of the way, and I just haven't recorded it in a long time because this laptop likes to heat up, and when it does, everything screws up, and you can't tell it not to. This safety sucks, so they love to restrict things for some stupid reason, and take away control of the user. But I digress, my rant aside, that's why I haven't been able to record much, and therefore, there's many things I haven't shown you, but it's been so long that I don't know what I have shown you and haven't shown you. But here's something I know I probably haven't shown you. It's this sign right here. If you end up standing in front of it and pushing use, oh look, it's the tutorial system! Thank you for reading the signs. Signs like this teach you about things in Mary's Magical Adventure. Some tutorials, such as enemy introductions, will appear when you first encounter them, so be careful, because it could catch you off guard if you're in midair. If you don't want to be told about anything, turn tutorials off in the miscellaneous options menu. If you do that, keep in mind that signs won't start appearing again until a new area is visited. Anyways, good luck and thank you for playing Mary's Magical Adventure. Remember, read any signs you come across. So yes, that's a new sign that appears right in front of Mary's house. This is where the game will start, so you're guaranteed to see it. And yes, a lot of the tutorials that used to come up automatically, like right there, one would have come up about this. Well, now it doesn't. You actually have to push use in front of the sign to read about it. Also, if I ever feel like something's off, it's because my mind's either messing with me, or because I'm worried about the video messing up in any way, including the laptop and the ice pack, or it's just me being tired or something, or stupid itches. My mind has not stopped that yet, but said it would. Anyways, let's read this sign, because, as you can see, it's the same tutorial that would have come up automatically. These bars with flashing lights on them can be raised by pushing the use button. The ones seen here in particular require the green key. Come back here when you have it. If you see bars like these beside a door, it's a locked door and won't open automatically. Push use on the door itself to open it when you have the key on hand. And also a little message comes up afterwards to tell you the exact button to push. Hopefully you read it before it fades out. Also, I don't know if you've ever seen a version that has that 3D font in it. But yeah, you probably saw that cool looking font that comes up whenever the tutorial comes up. You have to admit that font looks pretty nice. It was made using Microsoft Word 2000. Yeah, it was made using Word art. But it actually turned out pretty nice. Of course, I don't have Word 2000 on hand, based on my recent visits to a certain pirate website. It always makes me feel interested in trying to get some version of Word 2010, because then I think that one was cool. It had like different cool things I liked about it. Anyways, cup circles decrease your wanted level. You will have to become very wanted to get the green key. And yes, it automatically advances if you don't do anything. Is that one guard still down there? No, I removed them. I think he's still in the Hull City Police Department. The HCPD HQ, which is a reference to the BCPD HQ at the front of Vice City. If you commit a crime, HCPD officers will arrive at the scene to attempt to rescue him by shooting you. The stars at the bottom left corner, known as your wanted level, represent how much they will try arresting you. Pick up cop circles to lose your wanted level. Kill cops to increase it. I'm just referencing that one video where the tutorials had voices. They had like voice acting. I'm just referencing that. Wait, he isn't here? Interesting. Okay, good. I actually put the sky there instead of just, white texture, the one that's on the ceiling right here. There you go. We're gonna need the umbrella for this. Let's get up there. Oh look, it was all three of my favorite colors. Well, okay, not really. That's technically cyan. If it was the water coin, it would be my favorite color blue, but fortunately, it's not. Oh no. Yeah, let's just get out of here. I'm not really after fighting you cops, because I'm still showing off things. Get out of my way! I'm just gonna lose them by picking up these cop circles. Yeah, they're not called bribes or badges or whatever they're called in the Grand Theft Auto games. They're just cop circles. There, lost my wanted level. The dispatcher on the newer one doesn't talk to them about losing you unless you manage to escape the city, and then it's completely scripted, of course. Anyway, so what are the other changes? Well, one of the changes is, do you notice how I have 0 friendly turrets in the bottom right corner of the screen? Yeah, I have 0 of them. But it still shows me them, and that's because now your inventory is always organized. See, it has all of the coins, then it has the balls, then it has the friendly turret. They're always in that order, even though it does require a lot of scrolling in the middle of combat. But it means that they will always be in the same order instead of being whatever order you pick them up in. So this is overall an improvement. But yeah, that's just one of the many changes. Another change that was made is Mary has an upgrade, but I think by default I have it set so that I automatically get this upgrade. Actually, wait, I think I could turn it off. Debug U ability. Now that I have the music down, let's just blast the sound effects. Maybe not all the way. But basically right now I'm just doing the normal air dash. It seems perfectly normal like it was before, right? Well, you see I'm holding down up, and sometimes I release it, like right here I released it and pushed it, but here I'm holding down up when I do the air dash. And here I'm holding down when I do the air dash. It's the same every time. But there's an upgrade available, even though I don't think it's in the game as an object yet. But whenever debug_U ability, that C-bar is set, now Mary's air dash now has 2 extra air dash variants. First off, holding down forward when doing air dash does the old air dash. It just shoots you forward. If you release the movement buttons whenever you jump, you'll do what is known as the jump stock from Sonic Road Blast 2. Yes, Mary has that ability in that game whenever I made her a custom character, and yes, it behaves the same way as the jump stock. Look at this. Yep, see, when I'm not pushing the button, I do jump stock. Go slightly upward. It doesn't help, it still plays the same sound effect. Same sound. But also there's the other one where if you're holding down the backwards button whenever you do the air dash, you'll do the downwards air dash. Mary shoots down to the ground. You can tell if you compare this to this, there's a big difference. It shoots down to the ground. It also gives her a slight speed boost, which as you see kind of lets her shoot at really high speed. And if the water actually works, then she'll actually run across at a higher speed. I think I was going to remove that, but I realized how cool it is whenever Mary gets stopped at high speed. Because notice how she runs on the water right now? Well then, compared to this, occasionally when I do that, I'll actually be stopped at a really high speed. Like, faster. I shoot off to the side diagonally, and that's when I go to this really high speed. Can't really tell what's happening just yet. Yeah, right there, sort of. See how fast it's going? Of course, when I'm recording, things always go wrong. As we know, that happened with that stupid green cop that kept disobeying me during that one video. So the video where I brought up that my whole game was broken at one point. It wasn't because the GZDoom developers screwed it up for once. it was something I did myself. I still don't know how I broke the game so much that the black room glitch popped up a lot. I think I called it something like the darkness glitch or something, but now I call it the black room glitch, because that's literally what it is. You're going to a black room. Huh, so why is this building a different shape? That's another change. I think I'll get to that in a bit, but let's just change to Xane. Suffering. Yes, the difficulties now have different names for both characters. This is what it was in the earliest World of Kirby Craft versions, but I got rid of that. Well, I brought it back. Now Mary and Xane both have unique names for their skill levels. So anyways, you might not realize it, but Xane actually has a claw. Basically, you can't tell right now, but if you double tap the use button, Xane will attempt to fire his claw. Originally, you could do this on any surface, so it was like 007 Agent Under Fire, where in multiplayer you could use the Q claw on any surface. Well, I realized that was pretty game-breaking and could let you go over invisible line devs that set up parts of the level, so you could like have the water level be at the wrong level in the second level. Well, I fixed that now, but unfortunately now it's like that nerf boring, inferior single-player version in 007 Agent Under Fire, where it can only latch onto certain surfaces, and then you always get a Bond move for doing it. No Bond moves here, because Zane's not Bond. He's Agent X. No, that's confidential information. Fine. But anyways, if I double tap on anything, you'll notice that when I'm moving, you notice how it abruptly locks my movement in place? That's the claw code. If I pointed at this little thing right here, just like in the single player of 007 Agent Under Fire, if you point at this and you push the use button twice, Xane actually does fire out the claw. And he tries to go over top of the object. Look at where Xane goes. See, he lifts up over top. He does that for every single one of them, but I set it up so that it usually always will shoot Xane over top of the object. And you can find them in a couple of places around Hell City. Like, there's one right there. Of course, Xane could just jump up here, but if you want to be lazy, just line up with this one. And right there you just saw a glitch where the claw locked onto this and lifted me up. It's because what happens is whenever I push the use button twice, it shoots an invisible hit scan attack, and then the puff, somehow it gets an inventory item from this object, which is continuously letting out invisible objects, which it picks up, an inventory item, and then if it's done correctly, it signals to the player to allow the claw to be used. But if the claw itself gets fired out, which is completely separate from the hit scan, and it hits an object in front of it, it'll gladly just make you attached to that. The player could probably abuse this in some way, I bet. Also, you probably heard that bell sound, and yeah, there's kind of a big tower right here. That's the bell tower of some sort. The bell's supposed to be in there, but really there's nothing in there. It's just an object that plays the bell sound every 45 seconds. Anyway, so let's just show how it's supposed to look. Yeah! Latches onto blue rock and then shoots over it. Also, if you look inside of it, you actually can see there's like a little ball symbol inside of it. So yeah. Also, there's another one right here. Let's shoot up to the top of this thing. It didn't make it to the top. But there, Xane can reach the top of this thing. I think the claw has a pretty big range, actually. Don't know how to really prove it, but it does. Well. Also, another thing that Xane has in newer versions is the drop dash, which I pointed out in that one glitch video where Infinite was trying to turn the rooftop level into Metropolis. I didn't really say how to do it in that video because the main focus was the glitch. But basically, if you jump a bunch of times, then you double tap the use button, Xane will fall to the ground and then he'll be shot forward. For best results, as we know from the Doom engine, if you jump, then friction doesn't apply anymore. So if you jump, it'll extend its distance even further. I probably could limit that, but I'm not sure how. And it feels like a natural part of the game in a way, not because I really approve it or anything. But yeah. The higher you are when you do it, the faster your speed. The fastest that it can shoot you off is if it says divide by 2. That's the fastest speed it can shoot you off at. The drop dash really lets Xane get his speed pretty high. Boom! Divide by 2, there it is. Didn't seem much faster than drive by 3, but trust me, that thing's fast. So yeah, there's the drop dash caused by double tapping the use button when in midair, double tapping it when on the ground tries to fire the claw at whatever you're pointing at. Yeah, Xane has some cool moves. But what does Mary have? Y'all are going to hate me for doing this, but Mary has one thing brought back from the dead. And I'm just going to put a cop nearby to remind you of what it is. In fact, I'm going to put 2 of them. It's this. If you button mash the use button, this will happen. Remember this? Yeah, that's right. Mary can cry on command. How did that cop get up there? How did that cop get up there? The cop was down there. Oh wait, I bet he fell in the water. Really, if I no-clip over these lines, there's actually invisible water right there as you just saw, but it disables it right here. I think he hit that water and teleported. For a second I thought that cop was like really smart and was chasing me. That was kind of scary. Reminds me of those really overpowered top F cops or whatever I named them. The ones for the challenge and the Hall of Challenges. Remember how fast those things were? Oh, those things were scary to run away from. I thought that cop was becoming their cop. But so yes, if you button mash the button, the use button, Mary starts making weird breathing in noises. If you wait long enough, Mary will slowly recover and she'll make that noise at the end to indicate that she managed to avoid crying. But of course, if you button mash it too much, Mary will cry. Yes, those are newer recordings of Mary crying. They're not the old ones, which sounded really iffy. But yeah, Mary cries. And there's new sprites. Yeah, she has new sprites from the Super Mario World hack that you saw the first 2 levels of. And yeah, I actually had to draw a lot of it from scratch. Because Super Mario World only had the 45-degree angle graphics, so these backward sprites are actually new. But you can see Mary actually has a unique running animation. Yeah, it's not just the Doom Marine internally, just with different sprites. No. She has a walking animation, and then she has a running animation. She noticeably puts her hands behind her like Sonic. Yes, that ninja run everyone hates for some reason, even though I don't seem to mind it. But yeah, it's the ninja run, or whatever people call it. She does the ninja run, Mary does. She is like the equivalent of Sonic here, I guess. But yeah, you can see the speed of the animation even varies. Whenever Mary lands from the air dash, pay attention and you'll see she's actually moving slightly faster. Yeah. And of course, whenever she walks, it's completely different. It's obviously a whole different animation. Even if you look at how her feet move, they move the same way in both animations. Yeah, I didn't want to bother having to draw 2 unique animations. The only things unique are that she visibly moves up and down really fast, and that she has her hands behind her instead of just moving them to the side. Although there are some nods to the old Mary sprites, because see how her hands are only moving slightly out to the side instead of moving back and forth like a normal human walking? Yeah, she walks like the unrealistic animation of the older Mary sprite. Just how the hands move. She also has other nods to the older Mary sprite. Let's just go really high up into the air through cheating. Oh yeah, notice there's the air dash animation. Whenever she's doing this animation, she continuously hurts things in front of her. So let's just pause from here and keep an eye on Mary's animation. Yep. Did you see that arm flailing? That's Mary's loud crying animation. That's the animation that she had whenever she would cry loudly, but I repurposed it into a falling scream animation, as we know. And that's the animation that Mary did in the older versions whenever she fell from a big height. Now the height she has to fall from is way bigger. See, that didn't make her scream. That would have made her scream in the older ones. But still, I brought back the animation by drawing new frames of animation for Mary in the new style. It's kind of cool because it really is a big nod to how she used to bathe in the older version, complete with the animation. Unfortunately, you rarely see it in these roles, but it keeps Mary from screaming constantly every time you barely go off an edge. I think she has to be at least 768 units above the ground before she'll consider screaming, meaning you have to be pretty high up before Mary will do it. Even though she cut it off with the air dash animation, I would rather have the flailing arms to take priority over the air dash, even though it would probably screw up the player's attack if they did it while falling, and then the falling scream activated, and then boom, it would cancel out those invisible projectiles that hurt the enemy. Yeah, it would be kind of cheap, but I'd much rather have the flailing arms at least stay there, instead of it transitioning to the really still animation of the arms, the hands behind her, which you can see are actually different looking than when she's running. It's because I actually just distorted the drawing to make this happen. You can see all the t-shirt, but it looks like a t-shirt almost, it's not a vector dress. But you can see how the dress becomes smaller and all that. It's just because I just moved the pixels over to the side. But technically the air dash animation is technically what the running animation used to look like. Like, not like still as it looks, like not like that one frame of animation. But that's how the animation used to look in terms of how distorted the sprite looks. But now, of course, she has a much more twist animation that represents that she's really squeezing her body really tight together and she's running really fast. She's also leaning forward. Problem is, you don't get to see this unless the demo code is activated. Now demo cameras will work. Of course, remember that one video where I said I would accomplish changes to make it so that demos, so that I can make special things happen when a demo plays? Well, that's what the demo cameras here do. Okay, it doesn't actually run unless it starts the level with it on, that's unfortunate. That means we have to deal with the demo overlay. But whenever I run across this line, oh, wait, what? The demo camera's broken? Surely this one isn't. Why aren't the demo cameras working? Oh great, I broke it. But yeah, with the demo camera, you actually get to see Mary's other rotation. Because you really can't see them. And this is the closest you'll ever get to being able to see them. Yeah, she doesn't have a 45-degree back frame. Since I suck at 3D perspective, it's amazing I could even pull off this 45-degree angle. But when I tried imagining how the backwards 45-degree angle looks, I just couldn't draw it. Therefore, Mary only has a front-facing frame, 45-degree angle frame, side frame, and back frame. I'm planning to redraw Mary's higher quality vector version that is the Nami Studio Pro. I'm planning to redraw that so that it'll be in this newer style for consistency instead of being that older, more teenage proportion Mary. You have to admit that looks pretty out of place. But anyways, about that blue building there, let's just try to get in that thing. There's a way to get in there. And I'll show you. But first off, another sign. It may seem logical to rush through areas, but that will not allow you to win this game. Complete areas by killing monsters and finding hidden areas. You can see your current stats in the lower right corner if the right option is enabled. Get 100% in the category and you are an extra life. And this is at the beginning of the level, so that the first thing you will see is that you probably should want to kill all the monsters you can and find as many of the secrets as possible. Also, it's not at the beginning of Xane's part of the level, but it doesn't really matter because Xane has to go through this area, so Xane merges with Mary's path right here. This ensures that while the level is still perfectly linear, you'll be guaranteed to land outside. Well, that thing in control will land to the ground if you go near it. Time your attack right after it does that, or risk running towards it. Either works. First, we don't really want to mess with the pole. actually really don't want to mess with Soul. Because if an enemy hits you, you drop all your coins. Oh yeah, and these are only here on the hard difficulty, I think? Painful, or suffering if you play as Xane. Yeah, these two are not there otherwise. They're intended to catch you off guard, but it seems they don't activate if you're right near them. So they don't even work. Their whole purpose of being there is pointless. Yeah, I'm ready to fight. I was ready to fight the others, but they weren't responding. Spider .exe has stopped responding. Want to report the problem to Microsoft even though they won't do a thing about it? Yeah. I want to get all the coins here. I hope that it doesn't lag and then throw me off. This level lags even when not recording. So yeah. That makes you worry about mobile, because I've learned in the past that if a level lags on computers like this, if it lags on a computer, it's going to lag on mobile worse than this. It's going to be unplayable. Even the slightest bit of lag on a computer makes it turn into an unplayable mess on mobile. So if it's this bad, imagine how bad it is on mobile. It's probably before I'd lock up at this rate. This big building here was added so that you can't just jump straight across to that like balcony over there. You can't do it. In fact, you can't even get up there unless you have some Mary's upgrade. And spoiler alert, there actually is an upgrade up there. It's not there because I have all Mary's upgrades on for debugging. I should turn that off, but we've already seen how the upgrades work. Oh, we have 88 coins. We need at least 150 total. Of course, that's still here. Oh, and what's this? Yeah, that's right. There's actually a time of day system in Mary's Magical Adventure. And basically, any level in the game, if I set it up correctly, with the text tagging and all that, it actually can change times of day to make it feel more like an actual world and less like a bunch of separate levels at set times. That means you can come back to levels at any time of the day and see how they look. For anyone who doesn't like this, you can just go in here and find Xane_time cycle, set that to false, and it'll never change times of day. Problem solved if you don't like this. Because you can tell this level is not designed for this time of day, it's only designed for nighttime, but it's cool to see it works so nicely at other times of day and actually gives the impression of a time cycle. Even though it actually has a song called The Nightlife, which no longer fits because we're at a different time of day. Anyway, so did you notice that little, blue shoe I picked up? That, boot or whatever? What is that? Well, let's read the sign. This is a jump height upgrade. Pick this up to increase your jumping height. This can be helpful, but remember that nothing's designed with this in mind. Yes, none of my levels are designed with it in mind, and it's a very slight change, but Mary actually, I believe, is jumping slightly higher right now. And I think you can pick up to 10 of them. And when you do, Mary jumps nearly twice her jumping height originally. So yeah, if you want to upgrade Mary like some RPG or something, you can do that. You can upgrade Mary's jumping height. But there's another thing you can upgrade, and I think the upgrade is actually in this level because I'm not cheating with this one. I think it's over here somewhere. There it is. It's very hidden off to the side, but yeah, you see that balcony right there? It's supposed to have an upgrade on it, but I never bothered to look it up. I believe you can actually see the upgrade. I'm going around the umbrella for this. Yeah, you can see it. At nighttime, you cannot see it, but there it is. Oh, a giant golden heart. With that weird anime style, why do they think reflections look like that? Well. Basically, if you find a way to get over there, and I'm not sure will this work, yes. Normally if you stepped right here, you'd pick that thing up down there. Oh wow, and I just realized you actually can see the highway cut off in the thin air. I'm not going to die here just in case it actually works. But you actually can see the highway cut off. Wow. I thought that the player could never see that legitimately. I guess that's because normally these areas are all out of bounds and there was nothing there you could stand on, so you would just fall and die. so you can never see it. But normally there's like a force field right here, an invisible wall, so you cannot see it cut off. That's amazing. I didn't actually know you actually could see it cut off. Anyways, can I grab that before I die? I'm just gonna cheat and get back up here, because I legitimately made it over here. And I'm gonna save in case it actually does kill me. Did I pick it up? I don't think I can pick it up. Oh no. Yes, I picked it up. You have 1/4 more health now. And did you see my health meter? It's now up at 125. Yes. We now have a health upgrade. It's another RPG-like thing. You can upgrade Mary's health 4 times, up to a total of double her original health, 200. This also applies to Xane as with the jump height upgrade. But yes, you actually can upgrade Mary up to 4 times. And I feel like we really don't have enough coins right now. Yeah, perfect. Great. I feel like my frame rate is really gonna plummet right now. I don't know how good the recording's gonna look. It'd be worse if I looked at the desktop. Even if the laptop is cool, I still can't record the desktop. Don't know why that is, but I can't do it. Oh, it's now daytime, and a level designed for nighttime. Anyways, you don't want to leave an area if that warning comes up. Always warp. If you don't warp the small hut, you will not get as many coins when it automatically banks them at the end of the level. Make sure you manually bank them so you get every single one. What is this behind Xane? Xane, what do you have back here? It's a drill. Activate drill. Drill down the sleeker rock walls and make a tunnel to the minigame building. Cost 50 coins. Let's do this. Yeah. Anyways, you know the building I was bringing up? This is it. This is the inside of it. And you can actually see the time of day if you look up there. Time does not advance here, if I'm not mistaken. But you still can see what time of day it is if you look up through this little opening. They're not there on the outside version of the building. I still have to add them. Anyways, there's door number 1, which leads to the arena. Yeah, the arena. Unfortunately, we do not have 100 coins. We only have 42 coins. I know that might be the answer to, like, life and the universe and everything or whatever it is, but sadly 42 is not the answer to getting in there. Unfortunately. Loading. I want to get some more coins. I hope that it's recording good. 44 coins. Can I get 100? Oh yeah, so you get the key. Since I'm on hard mode, it's up here. Why did my jump not work there? I just did a really small jump. I thought I fixed that when you went off the edge. I don't know why the light's not on in this building. Ever since I made this level compatible with the game, the time of day system. Ever since I did that, that room has now been dark and it doesn't have a shining light on. Anyways, look at this level. Normally this level was originally only at sunrise, but now you can see it at nighttime. That wasn't that cool. And yes, these stoplights, they now actually have bright maps on them, so they look like they're lit up, even though they don't light up the ground, unlike some other ones I haven't shown you. Oh, that would have been the perfect opportunity to burn both. I'm just gonna shoot that single fireball at them. Boom! Nope. It's many fireballs. Yes, that fireball explodes into many fires on the ground. I'm just gonna pause it for whenever he starts yelling again. I wanna listen to it. How glitchy that it's supposed to, trust me. Sounds like I'm trying to come up with some weird dance song using stupid sounding samples. What I was trying to do. Oh yeah, and that blue building texture, it automatically changes to the nighttime building texture whenever it's nighttime. Unfortunately, it replaces it everywhere, even on these windows. But still, yes, this level was changed by the game. It does this in real time. And look at how dark it is in this city. I think these are supposed to have bright maps. Like, these are supposed to be brighter, like brighter than this faded out ground. It's supposed to be brighter than that. I think that the developers need to fix this. I don't think bright maps count whenever you change the textures at runtime like I do for the time of day system. But if you ignore that strange oddity that these lit up windows don't look lit up enough. Oh well, this still looks correct in this area like this. At least those lights actually serve more of a purpose now. And yes, if you looked at that one video about Delta Touch going through level 1 to 3, then yes, this is that level that it played through and locked up in the bowling alley. But this is also the level that I was making in that one development video where I was making this outside the city area. That's what this is. Amazing how it changed from a bunch of copied and pasted blocks into a bunch of unique areas. Like there's a parking lot here. It's a reference to Baltimore, just like those sections that go down below the city street level. Also, there's that X marked spot right here. If I could guess, this is where Xane would park. Because look what's right there. Oh yeah! It's the Xane Corp building. Xane Corp has a building in Hell City. And ignore what I'm doing to the top of the train. Ignore the reverse Delta Gate music. And here's how the level originally looked. Yes, it now looks like it did at sunrise. Just wanted to show that off. Anyways, this is the Xane Corp building with an X-shaped, pointless info desk. Really, it's never used by anything. What's the point of it? Listen, that's strange reverse music. She turned mama. She turned mama. Who turned mama? We'll never know. But yeah, I went up there without telling you about it because my mind is stupid, but there's two different ways to get up there. If you're stylish with wall jumps and using the hammer puff, you can basically do something like that. Jump as you're going towards the wall to see then your momentum transfers to the wall, and then you can jump straight up there. There we go. Huh, it's still recording at 60 frames per second even when the laptop feels hot? That's amazing! But anyways, let's hope that it lives up to what it's claiming. Anyways, the second way up there is through this stylish looking staircase, which is kind of tricky to make. But yep, we're now on the second floor, and we can see the light test room. Welcome to our light testing room, where you can see our floating lights and the shadows tested from them. Please avoid contact with the lights as it is suspected they may cause harm if touched for prolonged periods. Amazing I can say that without pausing, because I keep pausing a lot today, must be tired or something. But still, you can see there are these cool floating lights. This is totally not a ripoff of that one video, the GZDoom video, where they were showing off real-time shadows and they have these floating orbs casting light. This is totally not a ripoff of that. By that I mean it totally is a ripoff of that. It's like I figured, why not actually put a test like that where they were showing off the real-time shadow map? Why not make that and put it in my own game and then make it a real-time thing where instead of just looking at a YouTube video, you could see it for yourself, as long as you have shadow maps on. Sorry, Delta Touch. For local games, needs to implement that. I'm not sure if Android devices are even powerful enough to handle shadow maps. This room will not seem that impressive on there. This right here kind of reminds me of Doom 64. Staging area at the very end of the level. It looks like staging area in some way, except this is a real-time thing. This one's going around a pole, so to speak. It's going on a column. Also, this one's kind of cool because it shows off whenever it goes in there. It creates this cool-looking wavy effect on the ceiling and on the floor. Look how cool that looks. I just wanted to show that off. But this one's cool too. It's a floating light on a pendulum, which is a laser-based pendulum. Yes, it's attached to the ceiling. Makes me think of, is it Clown Man or something? Mega Man 8 or something? Mega Man in Space, or not Mega Man Space, Disney Mega Man Space, yeah. Like, no, he's not. But is that what I'm thinking of? Mega Man 8 or something? Clown Man? But yeah. It appears to be hanging from a pendulum, but would you be surprised if I told you this was just trigonometry? Just like the coin circle? And really, if I air dash at that thing on the ceiling, I'll break the whole illusion. Yes, I'm not joking. I can do that. I just have to attack it correctly. There we go. And look, now this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. Ugh. It doesn't make any more sense if you manage to knock it into a corner of the room. It doesn't seem I can do that. But now look where it's attaching to it. Look, it's going off center. But yeah, I totally broke this illusion. Let's go down here. Wait, what's happening? Oh no. Things are getting creepy. What's that noise? What is this doing underneath Xane Corp? Why am I hearing screaming children? Why is this place so unfinished? What are you all doing down here? That's honestly the best question. Why did I just hear this one? Wait, was that one? No, that was that one. It's kind of funny because he has this one's voice. That growl was supposed to be for whenever Mary would start crying. He was like, but he would jump at random. But he always says, shut up and stop crying. He has to say, So yeah. Oddly enough, I think Xane even used that sound at one point. This really shouldn't be here, so I'll talk about it in another place. So this place has some creepy ambience, doesn't it? This place is just mysterious. Anyways, let's jump across here. Oh no. Oh no, can't get rid of all my coins! Oh no. No! No! I earned those coins! No! Oh no, it's still alive. It's still alive. Wait, no it's not. It's the other one. Die! Yes. That thing is gonna take the coins. Oh, there's still these. 3 fighters, remember. I'm playing on hard. Oh yeah, and there's more screaming children. If you're curious, that came from one of those Elsagate videos. There's screwed up videos supposedly for children, and they're the most inappropriate things for children. Even I find them kind of stupid. Even though I still think Twilight Sparkle looks cute in Elsagate. Just look at this cute thing kissing you. Isn't she cute? But she's really the only one that looks that cute. Anyways, we found a secret area. It's like the problem is when I'm talking sometimes I don't forget to stop and show you things. So I didn't really stop to tell you about this wall, but hopefully you found it kind of suspicious when it looked different than the rest of the wall. But yeah, now we can talk about this thing. Yes, there's this giant torch, this giant wooden torch with fire coming out of it, and it's lighting up everything all believably. Look at that cool flashy effect. And also, look at that metal frame around it. It looks really cool. It's a pretty original design. I don't know if I've seen anything quite like that in the game. Oh, and you can hear the radio over there, totally breaking the intended mood of this area. And by the way, this kid, yes, that is the exact same sound from that one Scam Websites video I made. It's the same screaming kid sound. The one that I told you to pay no attention to. I guess now it's not a big left alligator moment anymore. But seriously though, that literally is just a bunch of reverb put on top of an Elsagate sound effect. What are they thinking putting those believable screaming kid sounds in their supposedly kid-friendly cartoon? It just doesn't add up. No one in their right mind would stick believable sounds of a screaming child in their child-friendly video. Because normally on children's shows, it's very obvious when they're just scripting it in terms of voice acting, But there's like literally, that literally sounds like believable children screaming. Don't you think that's kind of unfitting for a children's video? Hopefully it's not just me. A lot of people seem to really not like whatever those Elsagate people are doing. But anyways, I digress though. Look at this cool looking exit to the area. Looks pretty cool with those torches. Before, none of that was here, and it looked pretty boring. Anyways, let's go through the teleporter. But before we do, we have to turn off the ambience, because I never told it to turn off. Oh, come on. And you teleport to a hotel, like a hotel hallway. And yes, each of the rooms are individually numbered. Yes. Nice attention to detail there. This is totally not copied and pasted over and over again. And that's weird. None of the doors say I can't open them? Why can't I at least see that I can't open them? Anyways, this is not supposed to be open. Don't know why it's open. But there's gonna be like a vending machine down here. But unfortunately, I don't have a vending machine texture in the game. And it's now raining now. Let's get indoors to the bowling alley, which made the mobile version lock up. It's really creepy how the mobile version looks when it locked up. All that happened was that Mary started walking out into this room right here. She started walking out, and then whenever she reached the middle of that white lane, all of a sudden, it locked up. And all you could hear was the radio in the background. And also, on top of that, there was this weird looking void in the background. I didn't know if you were frozen in place or something's gonna jump out of nowhere, Mary. That's scary. Yeah, no, Murray, it is pretty scary. But still, luckily on here, when you walk out here, that doesn't happen. I think right about here is where it happened on mobile, right here. So basically, just imagine most of this wall being a big black void. Yeah, kind of creepy, isn't it? But what's weird is on PC, this area does slightly lag. I called it one time like have a lag spike when I went over that exact spot that made the mobile version lock up. So see, it proves my point. If an area lags on PC, it's going to be unplayable on mobile. Or at worst, if it lags a lot on PC, it's going to literally lock up on mobile. Anyways, this is a bowling alley, so we just picked up a ball. And yes, you actually can throw them. And they actually hit the pin. And they pop out of these machines right here. These ball returns actually serve a purpose now. Basically, these are divided into groups of 2 lanes. Well, overall there's 8 lanes in each section, so there's 16 lanes here, even though I'm pretty sure the numbers were not updated yet. Yeah. There was originally 3 groups, so that explains the 24. But, notice how just like a real bowling alley, some of the lanes have a smaller divider, some of them are bigger, and they're lined up with these machines. Also, it makes a buzzing sound when you step over the line. That scared me when I was a child. It still scares me at the idea of actually setting off that buzzer. Foul. But yeah. But still, basically, each of these lanes are set up so that if you throw the ball down them, they will actually reappear out of the machine that is associated with it. Like in this case, it comes out of this one because it's in between these 2 lanes. The same thing happens if you try to shoot down this one. It comes out of the same machine. Also, you get a coin if you knock down any of these bowling pins, so it's worth your time to actually bowl in Xane's lanes. With the X on the side. Yeah, there's an X on the side of these ball returns. Again, another voxel model! That's the only way I know to put a 3D model in here, because MV2s and MV3s are so weird. Why don't they just use OBJ or 3DS or some common model format? Anyways, though, you probably can notice it again. If I throw it into this one, it comes out of this machine, because this is the one associated with these 2 lanes. Throw it in this one, it comes out of this one. But if you throw it into this one, it comes out of this one. Basically, it always comes out of the one that's in between the 2 lanes. This one throws it off. Of course, this is like the legitimate way to bowl. But sometimes it eats your ball. Not saying that in any awkward way. it literally eats them. By that I mean it gets rid of them. I think that happens because it thinks that I hit a monster, which it will do if you hit a wall very quickly after it spawns, and therefore the ball hits the wall and it gets rid of it instead of shooting out of the machine. But there are other ways to bowl. I was about to say, why do these bowling pins look squished vertically? Or at least horizontally. Yeah, they're squished horizontally. They're pretty vertical though. But as well as they're squished because I have the side-by-side thing, that's why. And if you hit one with the hammer, it usually knocks them all in reverse. I'm not sure why that's not doing that. But yeah, you can hit them with your hammer, or you can fly into them really fast. What's funny is if you hit a bunch of them against the wall in quick succession, did you see how they slowly went down the wall? Yeah, I don't know what causes that, but it's kind of funny. And also you could just run into the bowling pin. I'm trying to think of it, that'd be an easier way to show off what I'm talking about. See, they act like a bug when they hit the windshield. You know, it sticks to it and then slowly falls down it. And yeah, you can push the bowling pins around. There's even a big bowling pin up here at the front desk. And there's also a fighter here. And one of those cops that's gonna grab me and hit me with a spread shot out of a single gun. Cops, how do you do that? You tell me how your gun works, cop? Gun works. Ah, good. Stops automatically. There. What is the squid? Well, we'll find out soon. I'm just gonna sneak around this, because I do not want to knock it off. That's right, yes! And now we have an oversized bowling pin! And it is still worth 1 coin, because, unfortunately, it's merely just the same bowling pin object, but it just has a bigger size than GZDoom Builder, or should I say MMA Builder X. It just has a UDMF scale property on it, so it just gives me a single coin. And I now have 100! Let's now return to that building. Yeah, I want to open this door. But oh yeah, so you can't forget you have to bank them. You have to bank the coins manually. It's kind of tedious, they can't take it from your own hands, but I just feel like that'd be harder to program. Anyways, open the door, and don't worry, my game now has event flags, as they're called in other games. So basically, once you open this door, the game will always remember it. So it'll always open the door if it's closed by default whenever the level loads. Which is only the case. And so there's a little teleporter right here. It looks arguably better than the one in the small hut. And if you step on it, Battle Arena. Look at that cool transition. We now can go to Hawk Rooftop. Yes, if you're curious, basically there's this Hawk game, and I brought it up in one video. It's literally named Hawk, and it's on the GameCube, and it has really dated looking graphics. The more realistic a game, the worse it dates. Seems to be true, because Hawk also looks pretty dated compared to my game. It looks really cartoony, so it'll age pretty well. Anyways, though, you get the point, though. The Hawk game, it has this challenge mode, and not to be confused with Mary's Magical Adventures version. But Battle Arena here is just like it, so I decided to recreate the rooftop that the challenge mode, one of its modes takes place on. You got death behavior. What is that? Oh, I got speed coin. But yes, if anyone has played Hawk, you might recognize this rooftop. See, look, it has the doors that the cops come out of, and it has a little sliding door elevator thing in the middle, and yes, there's a wall in front of them, just like the original game before you ask. So yeah, what you do in this mode is you just fight wave after wave of cops. Every third wave you get additional power-up coins, which are taken away from you temporarily in this mode so that you can only use the ones you get here. I got a speed coin. Also, don't worry about falling off the edge. There are actually invisible walls around the edges, but actually they're not really invisible. As you can see, they're kind of barely visible. But yeah, there's force fields that keep you and the enemies from falling off. the more waves you kill, the more powerful they become. Yeah, they become more powerful the more you kill. There's 14 waves here. And there's also a timer, just like in the Hulk game. Except you don't have to earn a set number of points. Your goal is to defeat all the waves, and for every wave you defeat, you'll be rewarded with 5 coins. It's quite pretty good game, but hopefully you don't mind if you're wearing the suited glasses. I don't know. Good thing I spun around and hit him, or else then locking me in place would have had that fighter punch me. Don't have to start holding coins anymore, though. Hey, they weren't even trying to fight her? I got a combo coin. Let's activate it, because that'll make me always have my combo. See, that's why they stopped for a second, so they won't hit me as I'm running towards them. That one just came out of the elevator, yes, you saw a tiger come out of the elevator. Stepped on him. Somehow sent him in midair. Yeah. You can see that the next wave will not appear until I kill this tiger. The moment I kill it, the next wave starts. Yes, I scripted this all myself. I literally recreated most of Hulk's challenge mode in GZDoom. I'm just kidding. Oh wow, that was nice. But still, the same monsters always spawn regardless of difficulty. But it might affect their behavior. Oh yeah, and the hammer slam is slightly different now, by the way. Like, if I do it like this, it looks basically the same, right? But if I try to do it while going up, see that? It smoothly transitions my momentum downward, and then I slam the ground. Oh, Nicole. Oh, that's it. If you use the downward air dash, it'll help you line up this bigger monster's head. Aha! Yeah, you can see it didn't count the second bounce, unfortunately. It was kind of funny to fly towards the bounce and just land on their head. Yeah, I just wanted to show that off though. If you try to use the downward air dash as you hit a spring, it'll actually throw you off center as you just fall. That's a glitch that really would like to fix. Yeah, I'm not sure how it would. I think that's gonna glitch this twice. I feel like I don't want to stay here forever though. At the moment you can warp away, but I'm planning to make it so in the future you cannot warp away from the arena. But yeah, I can warp away. One time when I warped away, I heard the dropping coin sound for some reason. I don't know why that was. Anyways, let's now see if it still remembers that level I was on. Oh no, I see a loading screen. What? Yeah, there's a strange glitch that happens when I come back from the arena. It lets me warp to 1-to-1 when I'm already there. Basically, this is the return of the Return to Hell City glitch. It managed to return. But it still knows what levels I went to, that's good. Anyways, let's go to where it should have taken me. I'm assuming the arena must mess with the variable it uses. And now, see, look, now it's nighttime now. And that's the cool thing about it. Oh wait, look at those 3 costumes, that's new. let's just go in here again, so I can show you what the flip side. We don't really need to care about coins anymore. Okay, just picking them up. Okay. Let's just go back here to show something off. There's a little vent right here, but it doesn't do anything. After I go through here, we can just take like this, activate the switch, and you can probably guess by now what it activated. Yeah, it just activated it. Now we can use the umbrella. Then we go into a vent, and oh look, now we're legitimately in this room. And it's a secret. And there's a lot of coins in here, and it's now raining. Yeah, it starts raining if you go through that vent, I think. Well, actually it happens if you go through that behind the scenes area. That's what causes it. Also, there's rain falling indoors, and that's because the rain, it's just a single object, but it spawns a couple particles, and particles can't check if they're underneath the sky or not. Also, beware of this water. It's supposed to be acid, and it's supposed to be colored green, but you can't really tell that. It looks like it's still colored blue for some reason. You have to come up with a custom texture or something. Looks like how you can see a city street out there. Yeah, nice little detail of mine. Oh no. Anyways, whenever you hit the switch, it gets rid of force fields. There's supposed to be one here and at the top of this thing. And yes, this is the wall jumping section right here. It's completely optional, but it leads you somewhere else. If we go down here, it's that same place we were in before. But if we go around here, it's a big staircase. It shoots you up here, and you're supposed to get a power-up coin at the top, but it didn't give me a power-up coin. That's strange. It's also the game is broken again, but it's really not. More functional than it was in that video. Is there anything else that really changed? If you're curious how the rain works, the rain is basically, it's just sort of an override to the time of day system. So time still flies by, but the only way you can tell is by the building textures if they become the nighttime ones or not. Other than this, it's just an overlay of some sort basically. It just overlaps the time of day system, not letting you see the actual settings of those times of day. Double kill. Oh man. But not dead? Oh. Fuck that surprising. Oh yeah, if you're curious, that sky is animated, but if you wonder the reason why that, like, the different times of day all look identical when it's raining, I did that because there's 96 individual images for the scrolling cloud sky. You can see they're all moving at different rates. Well, if so, I'd have to do 96 times 4 frames. Yeah. Can you tell that would probably take up a lot of space? It'd be like those videos, which are now optional. And you know you don't want that type of file size when you're downloading the game. So you can probably tell that it's simplified it by just making the rain be like an overlay on top of the times of day. Otherwise, I'll make it its own setting set that it would switch to, so that it would have all the times of day. But nope. Definitely keeps it simple. But it's effective. At least it looks good. Now what I wonder is why are none of the lights in here working? Should have not working. The one right here is working. You see a slight glow around it on the ceiling. Oh wait, never mind. The one on the ground is working. It's the sector colors that are messing it up. But the ones in this room are clearly not working. They're not lighting up, and there's supposed to be like 3 or 4 of them in the vertical area of this room. Any other changes? Oh yeah, this water falling animation is actually here now. Oh yeah, here's a new song. We Are Normal. It's a reverse Taylor Swift song. Copain. That might sound familiar from the recent Backwards Music #2 video, huh? At least You're not normal with your music, it's propane and whatever, but neither is Ultragate. Ultragate is totally not normal. They are not normal. Oh, fine, I'll fight you again. Yeah.